Michelle, we're ready.
Okay.
Okay, we're ready for a meeting with Highland Meadows to discuss minor modifications.
Good evening.
This is
Mark
Mark
Romanowitz.
Romanowitz.
First thing on the agenda was some dead ash trees that I dealt with Joe a few months ago. They're in this zone right here, close to the no-touch. They're in the no-touch zone, but they're tall and thin, and they're a bit risky. We'd like to take them down.
So we try to see if we are.
They're beyond that.
Hey, that's near a neighbor who's been quite comforted by this whole
This is so many.
thing.
What?
How many of them in there? 10? It's like 10 there?
Yeah, the good thing is we've got a screen that's very well established,
Yeah.
and probably in the 10 to 15 foot range of all
Okay.
evergreens.
Mark, I think we got to walk it.
Okay,
Yeah, just only because.
sure.
Are they big caliber trees or are they?
Yeah, they're 12 to 8 inch, would you say, Joe?
Yeah, I mean
They do offer a block. I was hoping they would be like 4 or 5 inches, but they're actually.
in that section, they're basically the highest trees that you see there, and they're just bone dead.
Yeah, no, I know.
I mean, every single ash. I mean, that's.
Tragedy, but it's like, even those big old stumps aren't protected. But you're right, we should walk.
She's
just
gonna want
because.
something
Yeah.
to replace them.
But I
I
don't
don't know
know
if we can
do
fit
anything.
anything in there, but
Well, then it'll
we
be
can
good for us to
demonstrate.
see.
yeah, you should see it.
Yeah, it'll be good for us.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the next, so that's this area here. Right here is the old historic house. We met with the historic board and went through a few modifications to a footprint and to the shape. And we made the comparison plans, and what we had was, this was the original, this original plan that CBT didn't show the wings that we're actually showing on the south side, but we did show them because they're in the background. They're back 30 or 40 feet on either side, but the house stays the same as was approved, just a little different toning on the print. And the rear, which is where we're entering now from this location, we're coming in from Highland Meadows and entering in. So this has a nice south exposure. The garages and the building screen the home and the private courtyard, which looks I'll just show you the site plan. So we have these nice southerly facing courtyards, so each home can really use those spaces. And now the building shields the sound from Route 20. So we have access that comes down, we have emergency access that we will always keep. So this makes it a little more marketable for us. It's one, it's tied to the community, and two, these private courtyards will be attractive, I think, to our future buyers. So that's the rear elevation as we relate to Route 20. This is the left-hand side as you face. Route 20 is out here. The left-hand side, we had some modifications, but original house, original, and this is new. This was the original approved plan from the special permit. So things have shrunken a little bit. These used to be 3 homes, as you might remember. There was 3 that we had clustered there. And through the modifications we went on the site plan, we reduced this down to 2 and distributed the homes throughout the site on the locations. And then the right side, the only change historic asked that we add shutters so that the main building all had shutters on it, so we're going to do that. There'll be wooden shutters in the garage and kitchen and laundry room. And these little L's that pop off are just additional storage in the garage. We have a little more land available, so a place that you can put bicycles or stuff, or man's workshop or gardening, potting center or something like that. So original and new. Any questions?
Tonight at almost 7 o'clock, we got an email from Marissa Moore regarding these plans. Planning board members, I only just got home now, but these look correct. Basically, Mark had forwarded these elevations to myself and Marissa. The small revisions we asked for and got were the easterly shed attachment to the new garage on the east condo, lowered shed attachment line, and added window above for character. Number 2, first floor kitchen, double window to match line of eave, removed gable over it. And 3, add shutters to the west side of the main house. The rest of the old house will be covered by preservation restriction and restored.
All right, should I move on to the next item? Okay. So on the B plan, this B plan was established in the very beginning, and anytime we make adjustments, we always show the original footprint in black, the one that was approved by the special permit. The red is what is finally being built, and the blue is new to be changed. So there's a little bit of blue on the yellow house, the old historic house, that we're making some changes. We've got some footprint changes on 2 and 4 Fox Meadow. It's adjustments and home styles. And I'd like to go back to this house in a minute. I'll just run through them all. Number 6, Somerset is just slightly changing, sliding the home a little bit forward to the street, about 6 feet. It's the same footprint, it just slides. Number 21, Pine Summit. This home is a new design. The current red footprint really kind of faces, although it's up about 25 feet above this home, but it overlooks the roof line. And we tried to rotate the house, so the only way to rotate it was to come up with a new custom design that actually fit the footprint, because this was, as you remember, this is the hilltop, and it slopes down all sides. So I have that plan we'll take a look at. And the last item is Highland Meadows Lane. This was a big house. We talked about this about a year ago. We might want to take a peek at this. I have some architecture that we'll take a peek at, but I think this might be combined with a site walk if we need to take a look at that location. So I'll start with that location. So just a little bit of a blow up. Number 4, Fox Meadow. We currently had in black approved what was called a D-style home. We came back, we changed it to a B-style, which is shown in the red, and now we're in the blue, which is a different home. So what we're trying to do is, in the same manner, I'll get to another footprint, is take that home. So this is a brand new design. It's really customized for this lot. Route 20 is in this direction, so if we can get this little courtyard to work, the garage helps with the sound, really making this. And that's sort of a easterly, south is this way, east, so we get some nice sunshine there, and the west sun sort of comes around the back. It's a 1-story home. It's about 2,100 square feet, so it's not very big. 1-story living. Would have a walkout basement. So you can see the roof lines that we have, consistent with what we've done before. And then, this is too far away, let me know, but that garage, again, this pops out, so that the garage is here in this elevation. When you look at the front, 1-story plate, some dormers that are really just decorative, and the 1-story living, and that's the garage which comes forward. So here's the garage. When you pull up to the house, you pull in, your front door is over here. So the side facing Route 20, which is landscaped, and we might take a peek at that more as well, because this is right next door to this location. So we put up some screening already in anticipation of the coming market, get some growth. We have some good sized applicants. And that's the rear elevation. So it's a first floor and walkout basement, consistent with all the other homes that we designed. It's not an overly large home. It's 2,100 square feet. Next one, 6 Somerset. So 6 Somerset is simply a slide, so I don't think there's anything more. In fact, I talked to Joe about this because we're in a little bit of a process of trying to get some foundations in before the winter. So that wasn't.
And did you see the foundation towards the road?
Toward it, yes. A little more room in the back.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So the next one we'll look at is 21 Pine Summit. So this is the custom design. The original black footprint I just highlighted so you can see it. The red was originally here. It's a 1-story home, and it faced pretty much over this other home, nipped the corner of it. And we came up with a new design in the blue footprint. So that blue footprint It has, this house has got a little odd shape compared to most we have. So our driveway comes in something like this to the street. So here we get landscape here and here, and it ends up being a private courtyard. Living room, dining room, family room, living to the rear, master suite. So that fits. We have some grading that falls off. We follow that line of grading back. And then a two-story element. We have 2 guest bedrooms upstairs, the ones with baths that sit over this location. So when you look at the front of it, it looks like a 2-story colonial, like one of the homes that we have in the community already. Single car garage. So you can see the roof lines, garage, connector, master bedroom, den, family room, kitchen areas, and so on. And elevation-wise, and this is a little funny to read because you don't, when you read that garage is right here, it overlaps. When you're standing back, yeah, it sort of looks cut off a little bit. We might work on the possibility of sliding this back a little bit, but when you're standing in the front courtyard out front, you really, I don't think it'll be as intrusive as it looks in the elevation. So as you stand here, you really see the 2-story elevation. This is only 2 stories here. When you look straight on, this garage clips that view on it. It's coming in here, and where you'll see it from Pine Circle comes around. If you look at this, you'll see the 2-story elevation. So front elevation, here's that garage. Now we're looking from the right-hand side, so you'll see the garage. And, this is a front entry that pops out in the middle right here. So that's consistent. This home is very similar to one of the homes that we've already designed and built.
Could you just go back to the site plan for a second? I'm not quite sure how it fits. Because I'm trying to get the footprint from the site plan to look like the footprint of the floor plan, so it makes sheets. Oh, this is the garage, and the 2-story wing is here. So the gable end sort of faces this house over here.
Correct.
All right. Yeah. Got it.
What color is the new plan?
The proposed is the blue. So,
It's overlapped 3 plans.
yeah, that's,
So this blue line gets the footprint right here. That's what I couldn't see from over
Yeah.
there.
This is
It's
Not
a change
changing
in
so
the
much, it's
footprint
changing the footprint.
location.
So
it's oriented.
now they're oriented the same.
that's correct.
Parallel with each other, so this guy gets a view, landscape this
So,
way.
yeah, looks through the
As
trees.
opposed to the urban landscape, of somebody's roof.
And, you know, it's funny, this, even when you stand up here on, this finished floor is at about this ridge height, but it's still just in your eyesight down below, and you're looking at someone's house, so it's a little nicer if you look through the trees. So we have all these trees here, and it's up quite high, so it might be 30 feet, it might be 50 feet above this area. So this is 6 basically.
You're building much closer to it.
Yeah, the red is the.
Yeah, this one.
It's close.
Yeah.
But side to side.
These haven't been sold yet?
No.
Okay, so they don't know.
No.
They don't know.
You know, it's funny, when we first built the homes, they came in when it was no landscaping, and people would watch, they said, I can't live here, look at the neighbors over there. The same woman came back and said, this is perfect, I love it. Get the landscape, curtains up.
Okay.
So how's sales going?
Good, we're at 50th sale.
Wow.
A little bit of a milestone for
I
us.
see more to go.
Yep.
Yeah, but during the worst possible recession you could have had for housing, unbelievable.
We've been very happy. It's,
And we have been.
When will it be at 100%?
well, I'm thinking 2 years. We might see acceleration.
That's what Greg said, we don't toot our horn
Christmas season, you should get a bunch
And
of
then,
carols.
let's think about this on the way over. The tax rate on this.
Oh, it's gotta be huge, yeah.
It's easy.
and
Joe,
easy.
Eric can look at it quickly and see if
Right.
Do we want to try to identify a date for that sidewalk?
Wait a minute, we're not done yet.
Well, we got one more, we got the,
Yeah, I'm not anticipating.
Highland Meadows Lane.
Yeah, so the one is, this is the single that stands alone, sort of off the hillside, above Highland Street, but still, it's a visible location. So this is just a blow up of its location. The black was the original special permit, the blue is the new.
It's gotten bigger.
It has, footprint's bigger.
Before it was like a little bit, what happened to the garage being black?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it kind of shrunk in
It's not a lot.
terms of-
No,
It's not a lot
but
bigger than
footprint's,
it's
Yeah, the
been
footprint.
shaped.
it's about 20% bigger.
It's funny, I think.
Well, like this border went back from being out here,
Right.
pulled in a little bit, this pulled back. There's been,
It'd be worth walking here too, and get some kind of monumentation for
what happened to the square footage?
it. Went from the black at 42 to the blue at 5,200 square feet.
It's about 20%.
Yeah, so it's big.
But still very small by Weston standards.
Yeah, but that's your.
Yes, it is 5,998.
So, just a little bit of a blow up on the site plan, driveway that would come up, garage. Yeah, I think we have an opportunity, we're gonna landscape this. So this garage, I think, will disappear, but that's something we can look at on the site. This elevation was always a concern of the board, because that looks from, that's right here. And we have planted some evergreens and some rhododendrons in the woods just to get some growth on them last year. We did some more additional screening here, you know, time is ticking away and the trees are growing, so that helps. But
It helps, I mean, this was always gonna be the most sensitive one of the units.
So then,
Is it cleared yet? It's not cleared. is
yes,
it?
this is clear.
It's all cleared?
Yeah, it's become a landscape yard, so as we move plants in and out, we use it.
Okay.
So the original is the top, so that's the front elevation, and this is the new front elevation, so the garage is at an angle, and the house is right here.
You lost the porch. Is that?
Yes.
Looks like it's a big.
Yeah,
front
that's a
porch.
covered porch, correct. So
The
it's
style
just-
sort of changed from the whole general style that's in the whole rest of the
Yeah, that's what Lee and I were talking about tonight. We looked at this and said, you know, we might have to go back to Kent and talk about roof lines that are more consistent with what we have.
Yeah, it's pretty, I mean, it's sort of sad, but it's very different than.
Yeah.
Much more vast.
This bothered Lee, and I was anticipating that there'd be some concern about that here too.
Yeah, it's
It's a lot more vast.
It's not as, I mean, we did spend a lot of time trying to break up the mass of these houses. And this one looks like it, maybe the designer's running out of gas and it's just easier to draw the straight ridge and be done with it. But it's good the ridge line is lowered, but it's got to be a lot longer.
On the other hand, this is facing the street, not Highland.
Right.
This is facing
Yeah.
the internal street.
So what's the back look like?
Yeah, the back, you're gonna, the shortest distance is sort of against, sort of a 3/4 view of the back corner. See? So you're gonna, that's where you're gonna.
So that's where you're gonna see it.
You might see, get a peek at that. That's not, unfortunately, it doesn't get better, it's about the same. 'Cause you have that
I
same
think the
consistency.
old design looks a lot more attractive,
I think we're gonna have to, you know, when we walk the site, I'm gonna have Kent look at what we can do to adjust roof lines, because he's been creative on other roof lines that, they're big houses, but they look like
Yeah.
they're 1,500 square feet and they're really 5,000. So the side, this is the side that is, this is facing Highland Street as well, so that's the original, and that's the new. Again, this I think will be hidden by a lot of the landscape in the courtyard, that piece there.
Rows as you get closer to Highland.
Yeah. In the rear,
That's a wall.
so there's that ridge
Well, I
line.
don't like it. That night.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to screen.
Well, this is the best time of year to take a look at that.
Yeah. What's happening on the third floor? I see a few more windows. What does the plan look like? There are
That's a
dormers on
stairwell.
the front side, too.
Yeah, there's some, it's a couple of, let's see if I have the plan. Guest bedrooms, I think I have a floor plan.
You need all of that space under the ridge, that's the question.
Well, it's a big span,
Yeah.
so, could we do something that's smaller that had some, that's a possibility.
I mean, what is the program under the roof?
Guest bedroom, bathrooms, guest bedroom. It's sort of, it's an awkward, second floor plan, it's very lineal.
Yeah. That one's gonna, I think it needs a little work, honestly, Mark.
I don't disagree, I think it's,
What drove you away from the top floor?
This floor plan was really developed from one of the other homes, and it sort of just popped up in different directions, and we didn't like the plan. We like this
What drove you
plan.
away from it?
Richard Bertman did a nice floor plan that worked, but sort of kept growing, so you gotta take a look at it. Figure we can do with the roof lines, get some
It just
articulation.
kind of looks so much different
Yeah.
than everything else in the development.
That was our
Top one
concern.
just has so much more character.
Yeah.
It just looks like,
Yeah.
isn't it? Well done.
No, I can't disagree.
Yeah.
Well, you can, yeah.
I
But
don't think
can't.
the bottom one's bad. I just think that it doesn't look like it goes with
It
the
looks like the
program.
other cookie cutter.
Well, and right, it looks like Weston
Right.
as opposed to Highland Meadows.
And the other one just has much more character.
Okay, we'll work on that. Maybe we'll have something for the day of the sidewalk, at least for some reference, not to make a decision, but at least to say, okay, this is what the architecture is. Here's Highland Street, here's Chestnut, we can reconvene.
Right. Okay, so, the date of the sidewalk.
Right now, we have sidewalks scheduled on the 25th, which is the Monday, which I emailed about, and then another on Wednesday, the 4th, which I emailed about. Do we want to look at the following week? We have the week of the 9th. We could try doing something.
Okay, so we do have a sidewalk on the 25th?
Yes.
Okay, so you haven't quite gotten around to telling everybody that, or I didn't get your message.
Right. I asked for availability, and it was nailed down with attorneys today.
Oh, okay. So, there was sidewalk.
Yeah, okay, so the 9th is the day we're talking about?
Well,
Mhm.
the 9th is when we have our next planning board meeting, so that's a Monday.
Oh,
Really depends on the board's availability. Kim
We have,
no. Kim wouldn't be able to be here that Monday, and then it's really unfair for planning board members and all of us to meet the day after.
What about
that
Wednesday?
meeting. We could inquire about
The 11th.
Wednesday, the 11th. So especially since this is pretty task oriented, that could potentially work. So-
okay. We'll shoot for the 11th, Mark.
Okay,
See how
Joe
that
will
goes.
just let me know when
Yeah.
that is fine. So are we okay on everything but trees and number 10 Highland Meadows Lane? Or is that?
yeah, the ash trees,
Yeah,
the ash trees, and
Right,
and the neighbor, we need to invite her.
Yeah, I mean,
All
I
the other
think so.
guys, yeah, they all.
Yeah, I think so. Everybody feel that way?
Yes.
Thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, not again.
Okay, wait.
Hey, wait a minute.
Let me just keep track of it.
Night.
No, not for mine.
I emailed you because I got worried that when I said we didn't move you Tuesday morning, that you thought that Tuesday night as well.
Devil Hill, don't need me here.
That's the way you want to see it.
Huh?
This is
Pretty much, yeah. Oh,
There's a line.